Greetings, family. Welcome. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope everybody's doing well. I know I've been away for like 5 days, almost a week, and Chief Mack had talked to me. I don't know if I called him or he called me, and he said, I'm getting so many phone calls from people wondering where you've been. What are you doing? Like, people want to hear from you. A lot is happening in the world. Trump is making arrests. He is firing people from the Department of Education. The economy is collapsing. So much is going on, and you're not reporting. So I thought I would come on, family. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your phone calls and your prayers and sending information over the internet to me. And also you reaching out to Chief Mack, the chief of the Soul Tribe, and just letting me know what's going on and letting me know that you are concerned about me. I also want to take a little time just to say thank you to all of the Soul family who has been blessing me, sending me gifts. You guys know that JFK Jr., also known as David Quigley, sent me his book. He just wrote his second book, so I'm very grateful for that. And we'll have to get him back on the show to tell his story. And I will also do a review on his book. But I also thank everybody that's been sending me Cash App gifts, because you don't have to do that. Thank you so much. We have Sister Carol Richardson, who sent me a Cash App blessing. Thank you. God bless you. Heaven smile on you, family. I love you all so much. And then Barbara Pittman sent me a blessing and said, I appreciate you. Deidre Holt sent me a Cash App gift, and she said, I appreciate love you. So I love you guys so much. Simply Love sent me a Cash App gift. Who else? Pauletta Coltrino sent me a monetary gift, and Sheila Wallace, as well as Taj Diami, who is a great friend of mine that I've been very close with for almost 15 years. And Beautiful Max Ministry, our Chief Mack, also sent me a Cash App blessing, and he takes good care of me. Make sure that I'm financially taken care of, supported, have gifts. And he told me, you have impacted the Soul family, and you have changed the trajectory of many people's lives. You've helped people do paradigm shifts, and you've changed complete bloodlines. And that just made me feel so honored and grateful that, he said those things about me, that you all feel that way about me. But I need to say that without you all, I'm not relevant. So welcome in, chime in, let us know where you're hailing from, family. I decided to come on today because something happened this weekend, other than the arrests that have been going on and the President Trump firing whole departments. And I'll get into that news in a minute. But so if you see me in my workout gear, I was working out. I was about to go back out to do some working out. And I was like, I need to go on. But I was talking to my daughter, and she told me she was going to Joann Fabrics because she does a lot of different projects. And so I wanted to go past there and meet up with her. So I drove to Joann Fabrics, and my mom had been going there all my life because my mom used to make my clothes. And Joann Fabrics had this going out of business sale. I said, okay, well, companies have been filing for bankruptcy for a while, so this shouldn't be any new news, right? Good evening, family. And so I said, well, Joann Fabrics is closing. Okay, they've been around forever. Well, let me go to my favorite salad bar, because many of you know I've been doing this raw eating for a while. So, and I am a vegan, but I said, let me go to the salad bar. It's my favorite place, called Toss Greens in St. John's Town Center in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I went past there, and I tell you, I just left there like a few weeks ago, and I went past the salad place, and it was already completely gone, and some lobster place was in there. And I said, wow, okay. Now, I know we've been reporting the news, but it's another thing to see these things happen. So I said, oh, that's okay. I'll just go past this smoothie bar that's beside BurgerFi, where I want to take the grandkids. I had the grandchildren in the car with me. They eat their vegan burgers from BurgerFi. So I went to the shake shop, the smoothie shop right next to it. It was closed, vacant. Like I was just there, not too long ago. So then I go next door to BurgerFi to get my grandkids some the burger fight. They have these nice, delicious vegan burgers, fam, that I just love there. And then now they have these new salads that you can get, lettuce, peppers, jalapenos, and some other vegetables, and they'll put a big vegan patty on top of it and their special secret sauce. So I'm just as excited. I'm like, at least I'll get to go to BurgerFi. And I kid you not, they're going out of business too. So that prompted me to look into what's going on with the global economy. And I know you guys already noticed because we've been reporting on it and we've been talking about it. Keep checking in, family. I see you hailing in from all over the country and even from the world. I see somebody from the Netherlands. So as I looked at the news to see what's going on, I know we had reported that corporations are closing before. I stumbled upon this Reuters article that says that United States companies have announced major layoffs and that they're trying to cut costs. And even in some of the, in this particular article, some of the other ones, they're telling you that these big companies are going to be done away with. They're going away. So I called Chief Mack back because we had talked earlier, and I was like, Chief, this is happening in real time. I'm walking and driving past all these big major buildings. They're closed. There's nothing in there. And he said, this has to happen. And you know why, right? We need to alert the Soul family. And I was like, you think we should help them prepare? Because I know you guys are prepared, but some of us don't realize that this is happening in real time. And this Reuters article was just published 3 days ago. And it says United States companies have initiated layoffs across sectors as they attempt to streamline operations and economic uncertainties following similar cutbacks that we had seen last year. The Labor Department's job opening and labor turnover survey reports from early February showing vacancies were down 1.3 million over the year at the end of December, while remaining above the 2019 average, according to them, suggesting that the labor market was slowing down, but not abruptly. So you have some reports saying everything's slowing down, but we see all these corporations closing and these big companies. So who's telling the truth? So I look further down, and here are some of the companies that are laying off or just cutting jobs. Starbucks, Brown-Forman, Kohl's, Estee Lauder, which is a makeup and perfume or beauty company that's been around since my grandmother's days, Amazon, Walmart, Wayfair, a furniture company, Southwest Airlines, and other airlines. You can tell that they're about to do major layoffs too. And when you see them cutting costs and cutting back on a lot of things, they're about to either be done away with or do some serious layoffs. Blue Origin, Chevron, Halliburton, Londale, Basso, Solar Edge Technologies, Archer Daniels Midland, Dow, and some other companies like Morgan Stanley and United Health. So that's just one article. Then I came across an article that talked about all of the food chains that were collapsing. So you see major food chains that are closing their doors, major restaurants that are closing their doors, pharmaceutical companies that are closing their doors. So a lot is happening. And so I just came here to encourage you, family, to prepare, because as the economy collapses here, that will have a domino effect in other countries. And I see you guys saying Happy New Year. Yes, it's the New Year. It's the real New Year. Okay, that just happened, 2 days ago? So Happy New Year. Somebody else said Happy Liberation Day. Happy Liberation Day, family. But a lot is going on. Somebody says veganism is a path to disease. Oh, hi, Nanelle. Well, I can tell you, Nancy, I'm sorry, that I guess it depends on your bloodline, because people say you should eat according to the bloodline. I have lost weight. I've been a vegan since 2009. I've been a vegetarian since 2009. I'm a vegan, and I do a lot of fasting, not just intermittent fasting. I fast for days and weeks at a time. And people have told me that I look like I'm aging in reverse. I'll be 57 this year. I'm my high school size. My blood pressure is amazing. My doctors tell me my blood pressure is that of a runner. The young men and the old men love me. I never had a problem with men. Young men that are in their 30s think I'm their age. I can outdance the 30-year-olds at the salsa club and in a regular club. I went out to dance with my Caucasian friends the other day. They can party. Okay. I went out to dance. I can dance from song 1 to almost song 2. I don't know. So maybe veganism leads to disease for some people, but for me, honey, I feel amazing. I look amazing. Maybe that's the reason my vibrations are high. I have a lot of joy. But I think if you eat meat, as long as you eat meat that has been handled properly, maybe grass-fed and not traumatized, then maybe, it's okay. It's just not good for my body. And the reason I became a vegan, other than the fact that I grew up, my mom raised me partially in veganism. I read the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book that talks about eating to live and how you only need 1 meal a day. I read that book when I was in elementary school, like 4 or 5. I think I was 5. And so it's a lifestyle for me, and I feel amazing. So I hope veganism doesn't lead to disease for you guys, but for me, it's a wonderful path. But back to the economy, I stumbled upon this article that says there's an economic collapse in 2025 that we are experiencing, and it talks about what you need to know. Now, I will leave this in the description section for you, but I want to scroll down here past how it talks about how political instability can contribute to the economic collapse and go straight to this part that talks about the domino effect. An economic collapse in one country affects the entire world because the world is interconnected. The article says that in today's interconnected global economy, an economic collapse in one country can have a significant repercussion worldwide. The concept of the domino effect that I mentioned earlier illustrates how economic crises can spread from one nation to another, creating a cascade of economic challenges. So why are these companies in America collapsing? A lot of these companies, as Chief Mack and I have discussed before, are actually funded by the government. Well, the government is collapsing and the government is being downsized. So that's going to impact the economy. And I'll let Chief Mack talk about that in a few minutes when he comes on. One way that this occurs is through trade linkages. Many countries rely on exports and imports to sustain their economies. When a major trading partner experiences an economic collapse, then that could lead to a decline in trade volumes. This affects businesses and it affects workers in other countries. So this is why we need to be alert and aware of what's going on. For example, if a key exporter of raw materials faces an economic crisis, it can disrupt supply chains and increase production costs for manufacturers worldwide. So I want you to keep that in mind, that we could have issues with the supply chain. So this is another reason why I came on today, because if we're going to experience issues with the supply chain, that means we need to prepare by stocking up, by making sure we have food, we have seeds, we have water, we have any type of materials or products that you might need down the road. Now, when I was growing up, my grandmother had an excess of food because she had her own gardens. We had several gardens. She always stored up water. We had water jugs under the kitchen counter. We had water jugs in the basement. We had, different water places from which you can get water. And this is when you were drinking water out the fountain. We always had an excess of water. We had places you can go to dig in the wells. My grandmother had canned goods, frozen food that she had prepared, meats that she had prepared and frozen. She had deep freezers. Like, I grew up in the preparation type lifestyle. But my point is, a lot of us have gotten away from that through programming, that you don't have to do that anymore, and just becoming comfortable. Well, this is a time for us to strongly consider prepping and being ready for whatever is to come, because the food chain supply and everything could be affected by the government collapse, by companies closing, by DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, actually downsizing the government and taking back or calling back those loans that were given to these major companies. On the other hand, you see President Trump saying that he's taking extraordinary measures to ensure that people that don't comply with making sure we as a people are free, he's taking extraordinary measures to take them down and arrest them. So one of the things that I saw not too long ago that I want to bring to your attention, I see Chief Mack is in the back now, so we're going to hurry up and bring this out. But President Trump just recently fired the entire civil rights branch of the Department of Homeland Security. Why did he fire the civil rights branch of the Department of Homeland Security? Because they were in defiance to his ruling that anybody that's here illegal needs to be deported back home. So you had these civil rights departments saying we're standing up for illegal immigrants and we're not going to do anything about it. So he fired the whole branch of Homeland Security. And this is the article right here. Now, a lot of people have issue with this because they don't know how the divine masculine actually works. The divine masculine, a warrior, doesn't have time to play patty cake, baker's man with you, or hula hoop, or hide and go seek. The masculine, the warrior, the one who's supposed to provide and protect, is going to say either you comply or I have to get rid of you. And if you think you're going to hold me back, I'll just get rid of the whole department. Just like back in the day, if you were the eldest, I'm the eldest child. If you are the eldest and you are watching your siblings or your other cousins, and one person got out of order and they wouldn't tell on whoever got out of order, and they wouldn't fess up, then guess who got the whipping? Not only the oldest person got the whipping, I was the oldest, and everybody, all of the siblings, all of the cousins, everybody. And sometimes mom didn't even ask questions. It was just one of y'all disobeyed me, so the whole crew is getting the royal beat down, right? I see Chief Mack is gone. 1 second, family. I apologize for that. Chief Mack, if you are in the room, then I sent you another link. So yes, I apologize for that. Absolutely, Rich Pitch. President Trump is known for saying, you're fired. So he let go of the whole department. Then I got news or got wind of a possibility of one particular a Boston mayor that might get arrested for treason because she admitted that she's protecting illegal criminals. I'm just bringing out all of this, family, to let you know that a lot is going on behind the scenes, and we need to be prepared, okay? Because not only is the government being downsized, but you have illegal people that are here that are being deported, and anybody that is complicit in that, they're being arrested. The Department of Education, many of them have been taken out or laid off. So we need to be prepared. Yes, keep our vibrations high, but always be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So I'm going to let you listen to this while I contact Chief Mack and see if he's still in the background.
Somebody else got to find out. We got to make an example out of somebody. Here we go, Trump administration. Here we go. Let's go on. They F around. They got to find out. Here we go, Boston. What's going on, family? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. But y'all been blowing me up. We've seen a couple of y'all sent this to me. Seen in my emails, and I also seen what's breaking the news. And here we are. You know, this mayor delivers a sharp threat to Trump administration, declaring Boston does not back down. She says, we stand with illegals. You belong here. This comes as a House Republican ramp up calls for Wu's indictment over sanctuary policies. Is Mayor Wu playing with fire? And I don't know if I'm saying her name. I don't even know. Look, I don't even care. This woman needs to be made an example out of.
Right.
Yeah, you playing with fire.
We stand with immigrants. You belong here. Somos una ciudad de inmigrantes. Boston doesn't back down.
Boston mayor defines President Trump's executive order. Looks like she needs to find out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody got to be made an example out of. Yeah. Somebody got to be made an example out of.
So, you know, you're gonna hear of a lot of arrests, and I know we've been saying that for a while, but as this gentleman said, somebody has to be made an example of, and it is time for that to happen. For people that thought President Trump was playing to receive these hands, okay? Now, you guys are aware of, or you are aware of the whole department of the government being downsized because President Trump tasked Elon Musk with the job of eliminating these unnecessary workers. And he has found that there have been millions of dollars that was allocated in the Department of Education in different parts of the government for education and for purposes to serve us, but those millions of dollars have not been going to where they're supposed to go to. And this is why we've got to get rid of these factions of the government. So having said that, here's Chief Mack. Chief, we're just talking about how the government is collapsing, the monetary system is collapsing. We're going to get to that, and how corporations are closing their doors. And I told them that you and I talked about that today, and you said this has to happen. And then you told me that a lot of these government agencies was funding these corporations or these companies, and you were telling me other places. I think you were saying they were coming from our trust or something like that. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Chief Mack. Family, welcome in, Chief Mack. It's so good to see you. What do you think about all this, Chief?
So, family and Dr. Kid. Yeah, we talked earlier, and we let the Soul family know that there's a lot happening, guys, and we're gonna have to hold on for this ride. Deep state. You know how when you tell someone you were the original owners of the apartment, and you say that you evicted someone. When you're evicting someone, they end up trying to trash the place before they go.
Right. Can you turn up just a little bit, Chief? I'm having just a little bit of problem hearing you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. So this is what's going to happen. So just so you guys know, we're going to have to hold on and ride this roller coaster because it's coming. And I'm saying it's coming in bad weather. They work on, and this is for entertainment purposes only. If anybody heard about the HAARP, 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 I just posted my page a few days ago. There was a tornado that came to my hometown, and in the beginning stages, I had went live. I recorded it and showed the wind picking up and blowing, and it hit the west side of Gary, Indiana, where I'm from, and it did some damage. I'm grateful that nobody lost their life was seriously injured. They're going to be using weather modifications and different things because we're headed over to a huge shift like never before. There's never been a time like this to this degree, but like it happened in 1933, almost 100 years ago, when folks were able to participate in the wealth transfer that happened way back then. That same time, it's a great reset is now, and there's forces that don't want regular people who are tapped in like us are going to be able to participate in this wealth transfer so that we can be that savior and salvation in our family. Many of us that doing this process, we're being laughed at, talked about. But I'm going to let you guys know, stop trying to explain this to people who wasn't meant to get it. Stop sharing this process of what you're doing with people who wasn't meant to get it, because all they're going to do is make you seem stupid and foolish to try to gaslight you out of having hope and faith in this process. Stop doing it. I'm talking to way too many people that's doing the process with me, and they're going and talking to family members and friends about it, Then they had second coming to me, questioning me. I said, listen, you were wrong for doing it in the first place. It wasn't meant to get it. Their minds can't compute to get it.
Okay, I can't.
All
I'm
you
starting
have,
to have a hard time here. I have a hard time hearing you again, Chief. I apologize.
I mean, if folks should hear me. If you can't hear me, then it's just a good, you should hear me. Maybe you
Okay.
can adjust your phones to do what you need to do. But it should be any reason why someone shouldn't be hearing me.
Can you all hear Chief? Let me know if you can hear him. Hello, Joyce. Okay, go ahead, Chief. They'll let us know.
Yeah, should be any reason. So, Dr. Kid, you and I, we talked about it because, and a lot of people that have a democratic mindset think what Trump is doing is wicked and evil, but they don't realize that the companies that and the government municipalities that he's getting rid of are the very companies that was being funded by the U.S. corporation to steal from the people. So
okay, 1 minute, Chief. They say they can hear. They're saying they can hear you, but you sound a little muffled or like you're far away.
Let me try something right quick. I'm gonna put you on the headphones and see what happens. So,
okay. I know.
Hold on for a second.
That's sounding better.
It sound better?
Yes. I don't know what happened.
So you guys hear me now?
Yes, they're saying I can hear you.
Okay, I guess you were on these headphones picked up, but yeah. Okay, well, the system has to be collapsed for the playing field to be even with everybody. The only way we're going to be able to have that power to the people is when the system collapses, because the system that's up right now took power away from the people. So it has to collapse, guys. It has to happen. Because most of the companies right now were the companies that were being funded by the U.S. corporation to steal and rob us from our inheritance. So the system has to flatline in order for us, the people, to rise and have the power again. It has to happen. So we're just going to have to hold on and ride that wave. And when it collapses, it's going to come back up stronger. And then that way, we'll be ready to go to the banks, to the redemption centers, trade our foreign currencies in. And they're going to turn those foreign currencies into, Bitcoins and, electronic funds. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, you were saying digital assets.
Digital assets. They're going to take those funds and turn them into digital assets. So what's happening is the private sector is being opened up to the people and the public who are tapped in. Listen, the way things are going right now is what they've been doing on the private sector. They've been doing it. It's not changing over there. The people in the private sector, they're not changing up anything. They've been operating in the way that we're going to all of a sudden get a chance to operate in. They're not changing anything. They've been operating with credits and they have trust setups and all that, and outside the jurisdiction of the U.S. corporation. They didn't have anything to be reason to be angry, hostile, mad, and angry. They wasn't debtors, and debtors are dangerous because why? Because debtors are unalive, and unalive people don't have any hope. Unfortunately, So that's why you should be explaining a process. This is a living process to a person with an unalive mindset.
Okay.
They drag you down. The thing to do is just stay quiet about it, let it happen, and then let folks be baffled. They're going to be baffled. So a lot of people are going to be baffled. A lot of people are not. They won't be able to compute what the amount of wealth that a lot of us get ready to have. It seems impossible, but let me tell you something. Folks, if you think long about this, you're going to think wrong. If you think wrong, you're going to think wrong. If you're going to gamble for the first time in your life, now's the time to do it. All bets.
You know it's real when you have big banks, and this is an article that I came across today, that are warning about an economic slowdown or economic collapse. And they're telling you that something big is going to happen. They're sounding the alarm, it says, about a weakening economy, and everyone should be taking this seriously. So I wanted to, they even talk about how the stock market right now is the big focus and how the stock market could eventually completely crumble or collapse. So, Chief, I want to ask you, with all of these warnings from the big banks, and we're seeing these companies collapse, and we see these corporations close, how can people prepare? Because we're telling them to be alert and be aware, but how can they prepare for this?
Well, definitely stay tapped into the soul tribe and get the financial forecasts and on what things are happening. And I'll just tell you, just hold on. To a roller coaster ride don't last for long, but it's scary when you're going through it.
Yes.
It don't feel good. You feel like you're about to throw up, and you're scared. You're screaming and holler, "Oh Lord, have mercy, save me!" You know all that. Do that. Cry out because it won't last for long. But it'll be a little shaky. You know, twists and turns, and just
Mm.
hold on to the whoever you can hold on to in that roller coaster for shield and safety. Whoever you have, hold on to it and speak life protection. Because we're in
Mm.
manifestation time, guys. Like I keep on telling people, don't have any doubt. Don't have any doubt right now. I've been, speaking life over myself and protection and guidance. I ask the Creator, the one of all, the great spirit, to shield me, protect me, guide me. And if anybody put their mouth in the righteous, then you show them who you are within me.
Mm.
And we'll come back
Mm.
forward. Now's the time to do that. Yeah, he said, cry out, my people, cry out to me. Now's the time to cry out to him. If you don't have a spiritual backing or faith or anything like that, you better develop one quick, because you're not powerful by yourself
Mm.
at all. We were meant to come together. You're more effective when you impact something. When you take your fist and you ball it up, when
Mhm.
those hands come together, it's more impactful. When you strike something, So now's the time for us to gather and come together and stop acting like lower vibrational, because everything I keep on telling people, everything that you do has been written. It's been written down.
Being recorded.
If anybody is still operating in a lower vibrational status and still causing chaos, and anybody who listens to this post, that's causing shit in people's life, causing problems, I'm talking to you.
Mm.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
It's
Those
getting
that
real out here.
I'm talking to you. Clean your house up. Because when a great reset happens, some folks don't make it.
Mm.
The
Somebody
the
just
whole
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. Somebody just said that 38 or so banks have closed accounts already.
Yeah.
And then
We're gonna need each other.
mm-hmm. And look, and then here's another article that says major banks. Let me see if I can show to everybody. Major banks close locations across America, and more are incoming. This was just published today. It's happening, Chief. And they're saying, of course, they're saying one of the reasons is due to online banking. People aren't going inside the banks anymore. We're moving towards a cashless society. A lot is happening. These trends are happening now where we don't need banks. And so they're closing. But I think the bigger issue is, like you and I have been saying, and like you're saying, we gotta prepare for everything as we know it changing as we move to the golden age.
Yeah, when you're moving into the golden ages, you got to clean up house.
Oh,
You have to clean
okay.
up house, and that's what's happening. Uh, it's just you have to clean up house, and you don't. When you've been living in a prison and don't realize you've been in a prison, as far as in mentally,
Mm.
spiritually, and physically.
Mm-hmm.
When Trump is done, he's cleaning up house. And so when you've been in
Mm.
prison for so long, you don't realize you're in prison. It looks like chaos is happening, but it's not. He's cleaning up house so that righteousness can come back on the earth.
Mm.
We're gonna have to
Yes.
come together in trust, and we're gonna have to help clean up and salvage. And let me tell you something. When the Bible was talking about these things in a metaphoric way, this is that time when the new heaven is coming on earth. When it said the end of the world was going to happen, it didn't mean that this world was going to end. It means that deep state world was ending. It's their world that's ending. It wasn't our world. It's the beginning.
Mm.
This world would never end. Ain't no fire and brimstone coming down and some guys going to crack the sky, the firmament, because they've been trying to crack the firmament, but they can't crack it. Ain't nobody in those rockets. Those are rockets that try to hit the firmament. And so when they hit the firmament, bits and pieces of it break off, and that's where they get diamonds from. And the firmament is self-healing. It heals itself.
Preach, T.
It heals itself because you can't get out of here because Earth is a prison planet for the lower vibrational entities. It's us that has a resurrection out of this hell on the other side of the wall that's above water. The reason the sky is blue because it's water on the other side. We're in a giant fish bowl. That's why they call the last game of the year the Super Bowl. Because these entities know that the football stadiums have four corners and a dome, like in the book says, the earth has four corners and a
Mm,
firmament. And people inside there playing a game like they do the Super Bowl.
mm,
So we're inside a glass, big giant fish bowl. And we've been watched. Clean your shit
mm,
up. Because every move you make, you've been watched. Clean it up.
mm.
And they're watching, and you can speak your inheritance and be part of this right here. And if you mess around and get part of this inheritance and with a lower vibration of mindset, they're going to take you up out of here.
Mm, mm,
So I'm telling the people who operate wicked, causing chaos in people's lives, if you don't clean your house up, you won't be around. You think that you own this body to go around here causing chaos when the world is moving in a righteous way right now? Righteousness is prevailing on the earth. So it's the reason righteousness is prevailing is because demonic activity is advancing.
mm.
And demonic activity is advancing because they don't want the regular accommodate people to have the kind of power that we get ready to have.
Mm. You had mentioned about we were talking about moving to the golden age and this how this being like a new world that we're about to experience. If you recall, Revelations, the 21st chapter and the first verse talks about a new heaven and a new earth.
Yep.
I think it was John that wrote the scripture. He says, I, John, saw, he said, then I saw a new heaven and new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no more sea. So if you know that the deep state writes in like these scriptural books and texts, they tell you what they're going to do.
Yep.
It is possible that when they say there's no more sea, that they're talking about doing away with admiralty law and maritime law. No more sea. What do you think about that, Chief?
Precisely. You know, the Bible has been tremendously pleasurized and turned into an allegorical. It's an allegorical book where they took bits and pieces of the initial, what they call Dead Sea Scrolls, okay?
Mm,
And they mixed in truth to pass
mm.
the lies that they put in and gave you a new book
Right, right.
called the New Testament. So this is the reason why
Wow.
this is why they don't
Okay.
have so-called old text. They try to tell you that it's more a little more truth in the old text. And if the Creator speaks, His word is always and always will be. He don't need anything new. So they had to insert their God into the new text and then put
Mm,
speaking in red letters over the Creator, who said that He wouldn't give His seat to nobody, who said that there's only one seat above the firmament, and that the firmament is His footstool because He's a giant watching everything, and that nobody is to be your saving salvation but me within you. So the only way you can bring me forth is to clean your heart up, so I can have you got to free up room in your heart by getting rid of all the hate, malice, and envious, because He
mm,
can't come in to your heart. He said, I am in the hearts of them which I have chosen. I'm,
mm, mm.
I chose you, and I'm in your heart. I'm not in the book. I wrote myself on your hearts. Like when Denzel Washington did the movie called what's that? The Book of Eli.
Yes.
And the people thought that they wanted to get that book from him, but they knew that they thought that what was in that book was, if they got access to that book, they were going to be able to control the trajectory of where was going to go in the future. And when they actually got the book from him, and the guy was salivating like he had a prime steak, medium rare, and he was
Mm.
salivating, ready to open that book, knew that but in that book was going to give him power. And then when he opened that book up and saw the book was empty, he
Mm,
freaked out because what was the writing? It was on his heart. It was in his heart. He would
mm,
manifest the scripts. It was on his heart, not in the book. you know what's righteous in your heart and doing the right thing. So if you operate like that, then just know that you're going to be divinely guided and protected. And if anybody's afraid that they're not divinely guided, that's because you still got some hell in your heart. So this is what
Mm,
time you're coming to. I've been saying, what a beautiful time it is to be alive.
absolutely.
When you
It
connect
is
with the right
beautiful.
people and source, and that source is that I am that I am, the great spirit. He said, worship me in truth and in spirit.
You alluded a little earlier to what everything collapsing all around us, that we're going to need each other. And so I just want to know your thoughts on, um, you know, us not being able to go to some of these big restaurants or go to Walmart because these stores are closing, or go to Starbucks. Like, doesn't that give us an opportunity now to actually create? Or do you think big stores will just come back? What do you think was going to happen, just from how you're feeling?
Again, a lot of these companies were being funded by the U.S. corporation.
Okay.
So a lot of these companies are going to have to be, when they say destroyed, or, because we're going to listen. And I've been saying it between. We are the new bankers, the wealth managers. So we got to
Mm,
start acting like it. Walk with your chest up and shoulders back. We're going to have
mm,
to start recreating things. There's a lot of homes, apartments, complexes, hotels, uh, these casinos are up for grabs, guys. Because
mm,
own them, they have to go. So they're open for new investors. Those
mm,
of us who are operating in trust, who have the foundation and ministry set up. That
mm,
501c1a irrevocable trust is powerful because it's called the bulletproof of all trust, because it's the trust that the wealthy people and people who are wealthy have. They call it the bulletproof of all trust. Why is that? Because the foundations are there to be funded. It's a foundation in ministry. And then you have the foreign EIN number that says it's outside the jurisdiction of the United States corporation. It's just, and when that number is put in as a representation of you, it's a certain language that number speaks.
mm.
If I say everybody, because they gave you a dead man's number to a corporation, which is the corpse, and you have to bring yourself to the age of majority, letting them know that I am not that all caps name. So in a way, if you want to clean your credit, just tell them I'm not that all caps name. That's not me. No.
And I'm putting your information up. So if somebody wants to have a consultation with you about how to operate outside the jurisdiction of the United States Corporated, how to get these private trusts so you can operate in trust, then this is the best way to get this information. You can contact Chief Mack at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. That's UNITYINMOTION 45@yahoo.com. So yeah, because like you were saying, the corporations, they're collapsing, and banks are collapsing. So we have to, I say, live now as if it hasn't happened already. So I say we should go ahead and protect ourselves while the deep state is being demolished. And I think operating in trust is a good way to do that.
Yeah, Dr. Kid, I've been listening, and for those of you try to if listen, if you just got $380, you can
Mm.
you can get $250,000 worth of Iraqi dinars,
Yeah. Okay.
and that 250 in the low end can turn to $1 million, low at
Mm.
the bare minimum. If it goes up like say about between $10 to $15, that 2 million could turn to like about $3-4 million.
Mm.
Then you have the assets to be able to go and get gold and silver and other things, and position yourself where you can come out of working so that you can go out here and do kingdom work where we can come together and trust and through our foundation of ministry and snatch up buildings collected together. And we are the ones that's being put in this position to get the homeless white vests and black vests off the streets and the people who are salvageable. This is what this is for. It's not about us. But the
Mm.
Creator will give you an overflow. This is that overflow.
Mm.
This is the overflow that's going to come so that you can do righteous things on earth. It's us, the people.
Mm.
We're going to bring that heaven on earth. And being able to stop, because there's too many people homeless. It's more people homeless on the streets across America than ever before in history. Atlanta, Georgia is embarrassing at the amount of people who are homeless. You got animals and dogs and pets living better than people. These people are on the streets living with rats running around them. Don't know where their meal coming from. Eating from people that you really can't trust about what kind of food they giving these people. And so my heart goes out to that. And the reason the Creator is providing a way for me, and I'm so grateful and humble, is because I have homeless people who got my telephone number, who call me right now. I got homeless people that I see, they smile, they cry, they hug me, and I have a $20. I pull money out the bank just so I can have on me, so that if I see somebody homeless who are not on drugs, here you go, brother. Here, let me bless you with $20 or $40, and let me talk to you and make you smile. Let me make you laugh. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
That's beautiful.
That's scripted. They got bits and pieces of the truth. It said, "Be careful to entertain strangers, because many have entertained angels unaware." And if you want to build up some kingdom points, then it's what you're doing here on earth by helping people who can't help you back. The Christian said, if you help those who can't help you back, then I'm in debt to you. That's in your Bible. The Reverend Flam Flam and Pastor Sneak at Sweetwater Baptist Church ain't gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you that. That's why I say, study to show thyself approved unto me. I'm not in a building made by the hands of wicked men, but I'm in a heart. I'm in you, because you are my temple. So, but you got to clean yourself up so that you can see me in there, so I can open up your mind, and I can set you up to get these wealth and riches. But before it comes, you got to be tested, so that you can come out like it said that, you come out like silver and gold once you are refined. We're going to be tested. I've been tested. I've been talked about, ridiculed, persecuted, defamed, mocked, teased, set up, and it ain't sticking. Because we protected by the Spirit. It ain't sticking. So to my haters, or your haters right there, keep on trying, and I'm going to keep on putting these Chaz 12s up your candy, like The Rock said, through my success. Because you're not coming against me, you're coming against a force behind me, and it's dangerous, guys. So people are going to try you because they see the favor over you. The favor over you. Operate righteous, guys, because there's no need to have chaos in your heart. Tough times going to come. They're going to continue to shut things down. And to me, the more I see these things, that's a good thing, Kia.
Okay.
That's a good thing, because that means that the faster things shut down, the quicker the new team will come in. I welcome it. I welcome it. And if I have to go to the store and get me some wheat bread and some peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I grew up in a house with about 15 people. I know how to make money stretch. I know how to eat one meal a day. I know how to be long suffering. When I was a child, our license, my dad transitioned. There were times we went like 2 weeks in a house with no electricity. It's okay. And we used to have to run a cord out of our house to the next door neighbor house and use their electricity. We had to put our food and milk outside on the porch so it wouldn't spoil. We had to wash clothes in the bathtub and wring them out with towels, and then dry clothes on the heaters, because we didn't have electricity. But we had a big oil container inside the house with a heat. Come on, I know how to survive.
Yes.
I'm a 240-pound guy, 6 feet tall. If it took me to eat one meal a day, I know how to survive on one meal a day and shut my body down and put my body under subjection. Said, you're going to live about one meal a day, and you're going to do what I say do.
I love it. Discipline.
That's why I'm not overshape. I'm not overweight. That's why I don't have any no health problems, anything like that, because I know that this body is not controlling me, but I'm controlling the body. That's what we got to get. It may get to that. You may start shutting down things. You may have a limited amount of food. Things may go up like that. You got to be able to still survive, but don't shake.
And help each other, right? We got to help each other through this.
I'm doing so much right now. I'm here for a reason. My family needs me. My family needs me. They realize who I am and what I am to the family. They need me, and I'm here for them.
Yeah, I remember during the pandemic, when everything was closing up, and some of us were begging people, like, don't take the what, and we were begging people to still, go around your family as much as you can, because a lot of people were in the nursing homes dying, and they, we were like, as much as you can, or they were telling us to stay away from each other. There were some of us like you and me saying, no, we need to stick together. We need to embrace each other. We need to be there for each other. We need to tell as many people as we can that they're trying to poison us through these, these jabs. Right. And then a lot of people are like, when the news come out that they bamboozled us, a lot of people were saying, I'm going to tell everybody I told you so. But I heard some righteous people say, don't do that. Don't get the mindset that you're going to tell people I told you so. Don't get the mindset that you're going to laugh at people, because even they told us, even after the pandemic, things are going to get hard, and it's going to be you that's going to be the one that's going to be able to help your family. You're going to be the one that's going to be able to save some of the people, from their own selves, or from the sicknesses, or from disease, or from dying. And I'm so glad that I had that warning. So now I don't have the mindset, I told you so. I told you this was all going to happen. Instead, I have the mindset, well, I thank God that I was chosen. I thank God that I was the prophet warning the people. I thank God that I'm alive to be able to help our family members. So I would just encourage our soul family, as well as what you're saying, Chief, to try as hard as it is not to be self-righteous, but to be empathetic towards the people that are suffering or struggling.
That's why I'm as well. That's why I had said a while back, you are not the mistake that you made. Some people didn't have the mindset, and they don't understand it as the ones who were chosen, who were actually sent here. They didn't have it. Some people are spiritual babies. They're babies down here.
Yes.
The reason we have always seen things in a certain way is because we were sent, and we had a mandate on our lives to warn the masses during this time, right? We were mandated. And so some people, it don't matter what the age, it's just that they're spiritual babies. They're babies. And they can't see the warning signs that we see. So right now they need us. A lot of people are scared and petrified because, there are people who are transitioning daily. I saw a new Facebook friend of mine. When I saw her timeline, she just lost her uncle. I'm seeing people losing people right now, and I can imagine that it's because of the I call it the snake oil or the Jim Jones juice. So you're not the mistake. Then I have people that I've talked to who feel comfortable and told me that they have taken that who have taken the Jim Jones juice, and we talk. I just speak love and life and protection over them, and now we have some things that can perhaps make those corrections. Like talk about the med beds, the EE system, the patches that go in there to repair stem cells, because there's some just the stuff they put in you is actually small microscopic demonic entities who are killing and eating your body's ability to have stem cells. The stem cells are pretty much soldiers in your body that go in there and repair you. That's how you can live longer.
Oh my God.
So those are the stem cells. You have the body's a living organism, and we are actually organisms inside a giant world moving around. And we have those small organisms inside us moving around in the world with this body, fighting to stay alive, so we can do righteousness on earth. And so those patches that I have that you have that you're gonna get, Dr. Kia, those patches that you put on you about the size of a quarter, you put on your body, and it cause the sunlight to be more active in your body to produce more stem cells that reverse the aging. Body, it reverses. So these are things that the rich and the wealthy have been doing. Yeah.
Hold on, fam. Hold on, Chief. I'm gonna let you keep talking. I gotta answer this call.
Okay. So these are things, soul family, that we're going to be able to do to have life, to have an excellent quality of life in the life that we have, guys. So for those people who want to know about these patches you can put on yourself, it's not really expensive. You can reach out to me to get these patches if you have any type of complications with things, complications with your heart, liver, kidneys, and so forth. And at the same time, if you have these complications, you got to stop doing the things that got you to where you are. You got to stop eating the same way. You got to stop. How many of you know that that the fried foods back in the days when we would eat, remember that Crisco oil, the white oil?
I remember Crisco.
It was that you could buy that and fry your chicken or fish, and that I think it was about 79 cents way back in the 80s and so forth. But let me tell you guys something. Did you know that the company who made Crisco oil was a candle wax company?
No,
So what you were
no.
cooking your frying your food in was leftover residue from candle wax. That's why people with hearts and arteries were getting clogged up. That's how wicked the system is. You were frying your food and pretty much you might as well have some candle wax and fry your chicken and eat it. Then they was tricked us to say, oh, eat that with a cold drink with ice. And you eating a greasy ass meal, which is really like candle wax, and you drinking a
Mm.
cold drink, following right behind it, and that wax crystallizes in your body and your arteries right away, man. You see that?
Wow.
You should be drinking
Wow.
hot tea behind the meal, like the other nations, race that people do.
They
They
do.
drink teas throughout the day, hot teas. That's gonna help pull all because you need an oil change. None of us need
Mm.
an oil change, guys. So start drinking some hot teas. Start drinking the sugary food because it's causing your body to rust inside. Now we got to
Mm.
do damage control because a lot of us need a oil change. Your heart, your arteries, your large intestines, small intestines, your bladder, your uh your liver, your kidneys, all of that need to be flushed and cleansed. That's why the body's is malfunctioning because you're clogged up.
Mm.
That he eating these acidic foods and cookies and cakes and ice cream and that stuff is taking them inside your body, not giving you a good quality of life. I watch how the rich do. The rich they eat green leafy salads, they drink water, they drinking hot teas because they want to live as long as they can so they can enjoy this wealth as long as they can.
Mm. Mm.
The hospitals are made for people for debtors.
What is hospitals? Oh,
Yeah.
really?
The
Okay.
hospitals are another they call them a hospital, but the rich know them as concentration camps
Wow.
because that's what they became doing the COVID-19. They replaced the doctors and nurses and brought their Rim Reapers in.
Mm.
Biggest organ harvest is doing that.
Mm.
Yep. I was telling people not to do it, but they would get paid money off people getting their organs. That's what it was all about.
Chief, somebody, Law Bureau says sugar is one molecule away from being cocaine. Mm.
Say that again.
Sugar
Oh yeah,
is one molecule away from being cocaine.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and let's see. The goddess of the moon says the hospitals are owned by bankers.
Come
Wow.
on now, come on now, come on. So
Wow.
they cause the people to eat a lower vibration away, so that you can come to that hospital, so they can have access to your trust account by you being sick, and they want to manage you. They don't want you to get well. They want to manage your sickness so they can continue to get you to come into the hospital, keep you heavily medicated, and then put money for your subsequent trust account.
Mm.
Because the hospitals are owned by bankers because they are the producers over the estate because you're unalive.
Mm.
So when you go in there as an unalive person and you sign that all caps name and they have the straw man produced, you sign that, you get them your social security number, they go in there and snatch the funds out your account and riding all the way to the bank with it.
Mm.
Gladly.
Mm.
You should be angry
Mm.
man enough to get healthy to stop them from doing that.
Thank you, Chief. Somebody said we need to, who is this? Ayana says we need to detox. And I think this is going to be a good time soon, maybe in the next live or so. Let's talk about the
Yeah.
detox patches that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else says, Law says, this is why you must come get your soul, your SOLE, or your soul back at Law Bureau in order to get the best treatment at the hospitals like we do. I guess take your soul back.
No doubt.
Um, Dandelions work well to cure or detox, Sophie says. This is wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, and Michelle says they securitize our death certificates as well as our birth certificates.
Well, they can't if a person transition,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a certain amount of credits left on that bond, they can't go in there and use those funds. But what
Oh,
they do, they collateralize what's left in there. They can't go in there and spend it. They can't do that.
okay.
But they can make money off the interest of what's left in there.
Oh.
And this is what they're doing because you had a lot of wealth left on the books from our family that transition, and only the offspring of the people who transition have the rights to go in there and get that. And that's at a later date. I'll talk to you guys about that.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't go in there and just have their way with it. But you got a lot of that's why this world got so much wealth, man. It's so much fun. Nobody should be homeless. But
Nobody.
it's these lower vibrational entities in skin suits who the only way they can capitalize is by being low down and wicked and stealing from the people because they're inorganic. They can't create anything but what you get from the people by deceiving it into giving your inheritance to them. So this is
Did I
why the fight.
understand you? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did I understand you correctly when you and I were talking earlier today to say that some of these corporations were actually using our funds, not just being funded by the government, but were they using our funds or our trusts or anything?
They don't have anything but what belongs to the people.
Okay.
You know, when I got my birth certificate authenticated on the state and federal, once you get your birth certificate authenticated on the federal level, and they send it back to you on bond paper stamped, and you have a special number at the top, and it says full faith and credit. It's a very powerful process.
Okay.
That was the way they were told that I took those numbers at the top that belonged to me and put some other numbers behind it. When I Googled that number, you know what showed up?
What?
It showed that there were millions of dollars worth of properties off of my estate that these contractors were using money from me to build these houses all over America.
Wow.
And you're gonna find out, I said, get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
And that made me angry.
Yeah.
They are using these contractors. They don't have money of their own. These bankers don't have money on their own. They're using the people's estates, guys. Because we hadn't brought ourselves up to the age of majority, and there's a way you can stop them from doing that. This is why the police write you a ticket, because they're charging the estate. When they hit you with a charge, they're actually charging your estate. These are simply corporations with an LLC themselves. And they had to turn us to a corporation and an LLC because only a corporation can take money from a corporation. And when you move yourself out of being a corporation, which is unalive, then they really can't deal with the real man and real woman. And so people who operate in trust and total understanding of trust have shut down the fiduciary's ability to take from their trust. So if you put a freeze and lock your account up from them being able to take from it, you wouldn't be of any value to the police. Huh? You hear me?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have any reason to write you a ticket if they knew that your estate was closed and shut down. How do you do that? Holler at your boy.
That's what somebody was just asked. Somebody said they want to do it, but they're afraid. So don't be afraid. Just talk to Chief and pay for a consultation. He has a very, very affordable consultation fee. But contact him at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. That's UNITYINMOTION45 I put it here in the chat, and I'll put it in the description section for you.
There's a lot of people having problems and issues with mortgage. They stop paying their mortgage. I'm gonna give you all a favor. Ask your mortgage company, can they produce the note?
Okay.
Ask your mortgage company, can they produce the note, the deed of trust of the house? And if they can't produce it, then why should I pay you for a mortgage that if I pay out, you can't produce a note to that mortgage? So why should I pay you? And if you threaten me and try to come after me with an eviction, it'll be an illegal eviction. You shouldn't be evicting me. You can't produce the deed of trust of the house. So until you can produce that, then why should I be giving you a payment? Why are you threatening me? But produce the note. That's because they produce the note. Because a lot of people I'm talking to stop paying their mortgages, and I get it. If they stop paying them, and some people had to pay their mortgage in about a year and a half, and they're still in the home because the banks know that they're in trouble. A lot of people, when you buy a house, and within a month and a half, the house is owned by a different mortgage company, and that's illegal. That's a code for that. I'm going to post it to my page.
Okay.
That's a code that they are not the bank. They've been just getting over on the people so much, man. The people don't even realize where they're coming and going. So it's actually a statute and a code that says that they can't do that because you wasn't at the table when they made money off your name. You didn't benefit from that when you should have benefited from that. They're not supposed to be doing that. So they know that they're in trouble right now. So I could go a lot further, but I won't. I just kind of went a little deep when I did that. But that's what the consultations are for.
Okay.
To go deeper. I talked to a brother just yesterday, and because he spent money with me already, then I went on and talked to him. He had been on the phone for about an hour. And guys, my time is valuable. Don't call me with a whole bunch of messages. Don't call me with being slick, because I will hang up on you. Be about your business. Don't ask me questions about this man or that man or what's going on. Be about business. We're grown folks. Okay. But I talked to the brother, and he and I both together strategized. And he went and did some homework, and I told him what to do. And the people who got in contact with me, he got them on the fence. He got them on the fence. They were trying to put pressure on. Now they meowing right now because I told him some things he can say, And he did that, and he got them on the fence. Yeah. So.
Good. Yeah, because they didn't think we would wake up. They didn't think we would find out how they were cheating us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Cash App blessing, family. Who was it? H-A-N-H Lee. Han Lee. Thank you so much. God bless you so much. And heaven smile on you, and may the Creator bless you 1,000-fold for what you pour into me. And I just want to tell the Soul family, I told them before you came on, Chief, that I'm so appreciative that they bless me financially. They don't have to do that. And I'm very grateful because with what they give me, I'm able to research. I don't have to spend as much time outside the house working, which I do work, when I have to, but I'm just very, very grateful for them pouring into me, and that enables me to freely pour into the Soul family.
I found out something on how to be successful in life.
Okay.
I don't come to the table empty-handed. If you want something, you got to give something. And that's what the rich understand. They don't come to the table empty-handed. They're not trying to be slick and get something for free. Because if you want to get something for free, it really ain't worth that much. That's why when people pay me for a service, I take that seriously.
So I'm sorry, Sister Sophia, that was her that blessed me with a Cash App. Thank you, Sister Sophia. God bless you.
Thank you for that. And that's why I look out for you, Dr. Kid, because
you do immensely. You look out for me.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going to be wealthy and have the understanding because of you being unselfish and giving the information that you give. A lot of people depend on you. I talk to a lot of people. How's Dr. Kid doing? She doing this? I said, let me call and check on her. Like today, I said, let me call and check somebody. How's Kid doing? But they don't realize that when you do these things, right, it's just not just easy. When you're giving yourself like that, sometimes we get a little, I'm not going to say depressed, but sometimes we get some quiet time to regulate and to think, because there's so much happening in the world that people like me and you, we're empaths. And empaths, it's a gift and almost like a curse.
And
we take on other people's problems. And
Chief might be having some issues. Like he was saying that when you're an empath, you guys know this, you take on other people's problems. You can feel the pain of the people. You can feel the shift in the energy of the environment. And sometimes you just need to cry, or you need to take time off. And that's what I did for like 5 days. You're back, Chief. Welcome. Can't hear you. No, sir. Okay. So I took like 5 days to just recalibrate. And I've been out in the sun, been working out. Yes, Chief. No, sir. I can send you another link just in case. Okay. Um, I've been spending time alone. Uh, and for a couple of days, I was just like in my bed. I was like, I just need to just relax and just go to sleep. I was just feeling overwhelmed. You guys, you ever feel that way where you're just like so much is going on? And, of course, I'm grateful people would send me articles and videos, and I'm very, very grateful for that. It's just when you hear all the stuff that's going on, all the news, and you're reading all these articles, sometimes it just feels a little overwhelming. And I needed that time away. Sophie says she cried for 3 days. I've been crying too, Sister Sophie. I feel you. Yes, Chief. We can hear. I think we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I've been up at nighttime, and I just been speaking out to the Creator, speaking over family for guidance and protection, and being grateful, because a lot of people got a chaos in their family, and a lot of people are not. There's always somebody doing a lot worse. And so, but all this, it's a lot of energy and stuff taking place in the world right now, and affecting people. So if you're emotional, you kind of sad and crying like that, I understand. But you got the soul. We have the soul family that come together to encourage each other, build, lift, inspire each other. So what Dr. Kid does is, I realize a lot of people depend on you, Dr. Kid.
Thank you, Chief.
But words are, I'm just saying about what they say to me. I got a plethora of hundreds of emails based on people saying, when did she tell Dr. Kid? I said, hi. Tell her I just really appreciate you guys right there. And I'm so grateful about that, I'm so grateful. I want to say that I'm grateful to you guys for receiving me. I'm not the smartest man. I'm a loving, caring man. I've been through a lot in life, enough to know that you don't cause chaos in people's life. You don't do people wrong, because it comes back. I've been through enough. I've seen a whole lot to know, and I have a lot of love in my heart. But at the same time, when your light shines like that, you got a lot of people with chaos and to try to attach to you, to your anointing. And I'm ready for you if you come, because the Great Spirit don't have no pumps. I'm ready for you. Come with chaos. So don't do that. Now's the time for us to just operate and love with each other more than ever before. We need that right now, because a lot of people are hurting, so we need that right now.
A lot of people are hurting. That's so true. Chief, we've been on just for a little over an hour, and I wanted to just come on briefly to let the Soul family know what was going on and to have you to encourage them. So before we leave, I just want to ask you, what are your parting words of encouragement for the Soul family?
Everybody, you need to say this, that no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Yes, sir.
I speak that over the Soul family. For those of you who are righteous people, that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Speak that over yourself. The wealth of the wicked is being turned over to the just. That it said the meek shall inherit the earth. Are you the meek, guys? Are you meek? That the meek shall inherit the earth. That's the switch happening right now. That's going to take us from last to first. It said that we're going to be the creditors and not the debtors, the lenders and not the borrowers. It just said we're going to be the banks.
Wow.
Yes. We're going to have to be creditors. We're going to have to lend. So he's going to give us an overflow. Clean your hearts up, soul family. Stay away from people who preaching anything else on these social media platforms but love, light, and unity. Don't listen to them. Detach yourself from foolishness. Bring back people to the soul family for redemption.
Oh.
And that's why I am. Those are my parting words. Peace, love, and light. I got love, honor, and respect for anybody who is righteous and want to clean up this shit that the deep state started, and people with lower vibrational frequencies. We got to clean it up.
You got it. Thank you so much, Chief. Then before you go, somebody asked Chief if he felt it. The earth with no resonance. Felt what, dear? Mike Woodard. Earth with no resonance? What are you guys talking about? The Earth resetting itself? Oh,
Of course.
somebody says the Schumann went totally black for a week. Oh, the Schumann residency. They want to know if you knew about that.
No, I did. I looked into it.
Mm. So if you want to
Listen,
contact,
I,
go ahead.
I want to say this right here. That when a tornado happened here in Gary, Indiana, about a few days ago, I'm gonna tell you why it was orchestrated.
Okay.
The lights went off. And where my younger brother stayed, it was pitch black in a certain Gary.
Mm.
So I had to go to my brother because I'm a protect. I have always protected him. So when the lights go off like that, you got people that try to benefit from that.
Mm.
So I was prepared. I'm a warrior. So I went over my brother's place, and I don't want him to be alone. So I went over his place and stayed with him. We had candles. I'm gonna tell you why this is orchestrated. Because the lights came on at nighttime at 3:33, and I screenshot that.
Wow.
The lights came on at 3:33 a.m. in the morning, and this is
Mm.
why I know that it's these entities that they're doing things.
Mm. Mm.
So lights are gonna go off because the lights went off. Last time I came here, right when I got on the highway to head back to Atlanta, a bad snowstorm came and the lights went off then.
Mm.
So it's gonna be pockets of lights going, the electricity shutting off and on right now. That reboot the new system right now.
Mm.
Courage,
Okay.
guys. Speak protection. So let's get to know each other in these comments and let's speak high
Mm-hmm.
vibration. Let's not put any negative things in these comments. And if you see anybody put that, get them out of here.
Mm.
In this day and time when we have an abundance happening and you got people putting unnecessary things, the comments of doubt right there, get their ass up out of here.
Yes, I noticed that. I noticed that sometimes in the chat or on my posts on Facebook or whatever social media I'm using, there'll be somebody come on that just continuously say negative things, almost as if they're intentionally trying to discourage the people. And I used to be really, nice to them or whatever. Now I just had to start deleting them because it was affecting the emotions of the people.
Yeah.
The negativity. We can't have that.
Yes.
Oh, here you go, Chief. The Art Channel. Greetings, Chief Mack and Dr. Pruitt. This is Jade Michael, Artistic Heroes in Chicago. God bless you. God bless you. Greetings to you, Jade Michael. Chief is near Chicago right now, I believe. Somewhere around that area.
I'm in Chicago. I was raised in Gary, Indiana. I'm supposed to be meeting my brother in Chicago about a few hours.
Okay. For those of you asking how can you send a cash app to Chief Mack, because some people are saying that they are blessed by your words and always encouraged by you, Chief. You can send a cash app or a gift donation to $Allen Judah 47. That's $ALLEN JUDAH. $Allen Judah 47. If you want to reach him for a consultation, then you can do that by sending him an email to unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. That's unityinmotion45@yahoo.com. I'm going to put that in the chat for you and in the description section right here. And I'll show you his social media outlets in a minute. But somebody is saying, Chief, they heard that the dinar the rate could be $10. And Don is saying the last he heard that the dinar should be, what are you saying, 400? I don't know if he's saying 41 or $418, and the BND around $39. So people are just talking about the rates of the dinar, because you mentioned earlier that this would be a good time for those that have money to buy depreciated assets like foreign currencies. Let me see.
It's right now. Things are wrapping up. It can happen.
Say it again, Chief. What'd you say?
I say any day right now that those Iraqi dinars can hit, man. So I'm just telling people to get some.
Get some.
Any day right now, wrap up, it can hit.
Here's Chief's Facebook page. It is Judah Allen. Now his Cash App is Allen Judah. It's back. The A is the reverse. $ALLEN JUDAH 47 is his Cash App, but his Facebook page is Judah Allen. And he also has a Facebook page called Chief Mack. So reach out to him if you're interested in, or if you want to follow him, please do so. He also has a YouTube channel, and he said he's going to start becoming a little more active on his YouTube channel. In the meantime, you can find some of his videos there at Chief Mack. That is his handle there on YouTube right here for you. And his TikTok, I believe, is Big Chief. Do you remember the numbers behind your TikTok? I know it's Big Chief something. Say it again.
4130. Big Chief 4130.
4130. Okay, let me bring that up to the family. Big Chief 4130. Oh, I see you. Hold on. And for those of you who contact Chief and maybe you don't hear from him like the same day, please just send him another email, because he does receive email from people all over the world. All over the world. People respect and honor Chief Mack for his wisdom, for his knowledge, for his expertise in creating the trust that will allow you to operate outside of the jurisdiction of the United States government. And they honor him just for the wisdom and information that he provides. So send him an email at unityinmotion45@yahoo.com, and he will be happy to take care of you. So if that's it, family, I want to thank you all for joining the Chief of the Soul Tribe, Chief Mack and Dr. Kia Pruitt. And I also want to thank Scott. There was one more person that sent a Cash App blessing. That is Scott. You didn't leave a last name, so I'll just say thank you so much for the monetary blessing. As always, I appreciate you all tuning in, sharing your time with us, giving us information, blessing the Chief, blessing me, blessing people in the chat that need help. And I want to encourage you to hold on, family. We only got a little while longer to go, but we're so close. We are so close to the Iraqi dinar. Chief was telling me today that he's been hearing information that the Iraqi dinar will go first. So whether or not it goes first, or, there's another basket of currencies that will come along, get in on this wealth transfer while you can. While you can. Gold went above $3,000 per ounce. Silver went almost to $35 per ounce because the dollar is losing its value. And when that happens, you know that the dollar will completely crash, according to economists, and everything attached to it, like the stock market. So we got to do what they did in 1929 when they had the Great Depression. They bought depreciated assets. So you have foreign currencies, you have digital assets, which are very, very cheap right now. You have commercial property, and you have real estate that's being dumped back onto the market, with all these major companies collapsing that own many of these homes and these corporate buildings. So if you have the money now, why not consider buying depreciated assets, or at least saving the dollar that you have for such a time when you can get those assets, or just roll it over into silver and gold, because silver and gold maintain its value. Okay. And silver and gold increases in value. So that's about it, family. Thank you so much for joining us. Chief, I'm about to get out here and go work out, because you told me a while ago, get in the gym.
No doubt.
So anything else, Chief, before we get out of here? Anything else? That's it. All right, Chief. I love you. You can stay on, Chief. Family, goodbye. Make this a great day. Happy Sabbath. We'll come back later and talk to you all about more information as we hear breaking news, and we'll also come back with some health products to deal with some of those ailments. Bye, family. We love you. Bye-bye.